Could Prince Harry be one step closer to being deported from America? Yes, the hearing regarding the US government versus the Heritage Foundation happened today, and breaking news. The judges ruled, hey, US government, release Prince Harry's visa application in 7 days, or else. Oh, yes, you guys, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more details in this Daily Nerd starting right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the news and pop culture stories of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, before I jump into all the juicy details with this little update right here, there is a little bit of housekeeping as always. Firstly, YouTube human reviewer, I see you lurking. I'm not going to say any trigger words or anything that's going to offend your ear holes. And to everyone else awesome enough to have clicked on this video, hey up, how y'all doing? If you've got some thoughts about Prince Harry's US visa application, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. Let's have a conversation about it, because it does guarantee a response from me. And, oh yeah, let's jump into this one, shall we? So, this is breaking news from the Telegraph, and yes, the judge has given the US government a week, 7 days, to release Prince Harry's visa application. So the judge has given the US government this time frame to essentially make a decision on either releasing the records relating to Prince Harry's visa application or not. Now, just as a little bit of a quick overview, why is this organisation, the Heritage Foundation, fighting the US government and suing them for access to Prince Harry's visa application? Well, remember that little book that Prince Harry released earlier on this year called Wah, otherwise known as Spare? Well, in that, Hazard turned round and was like, I took this illicit substance and this illicit substance and this illicit substance. And yeah, there's a little question on the US visa application in relation to somewhat along the lines of this. Have you ever broken any law or, you know, under conspiracy or whatever, blah, 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 in your country that you're coming from? Technically, he has, by taking these illicit substances. You know, the use of, the possession of these illicit substances that he wrote about in Spare is technically an illegal offence in the UK. So it all hinges on, well, hang on a minute, did Prince Harry be truthful on that question? If so, then the question then to the US government is, well, why did you let him in? If no, then the question to the US government is, what are you going to do next? Because by rights, he should be kicked out, from what I've read. So this is why this fight is happening right now between the Heritage Foundation and the US government. So Judge Carl J Nichols told the US Department of Homeland Security, the DHS, to decide by next Tuesday whether or not to release these documents and whether to expedite a Freedom of Information request that's related to them. Now, the judge said if the decision was a rejection of this request, then the case could be argued in court. He added that the decision by the department was moot because 3 other parts of government had already rejected the release. And the US government was being challenged, in relation to this following, yes, the book Spare and what he wrote in that. But going back to that previous paragraph that we've just read there, the judge is turning around and saying this. My opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Release the records in the next 7 days to the Heritage Foundation. If you do, Gucci. If not, see you in court. You know what? Part of me is like, and I'm going to be very honest here, don't release the records. Let's have the court battle. Let's have the court fight, because much more would actually come out in terms of information-wise surrounding Prince Harry's visa application and whether the government in America actually acted correctly or not. I think there'd be more transparency if it actually went through court rather than in the next 7 days they release it. But, either way. So that's why I'm saying, the judge is literally threatening the US government, release the visa app or else, right? Now, the Heritage Foundation is described as a prominent Washington-based think tank and brought the legal case against the Department of Homeland Security, questioning why the Duke was allowed into the US, Prince Harry, in 2020 and why he's been allowed to stay. Now, this hearing, which lasted just over an hour today, was held in a federal court in Washington. Heritage Foundation lawyers argued to compel the production of information, i.e., release his US visa application now, please, related to the Department of Homeland Security decision to admit Prince Harry and to allow him to remain today. They questioned, quote, whether DHS properly admitted the Duke of Sussex in light of the fact that he is publicly admitted to the essential elements of a number of illicit substance offences in both the United States and abroad. And the United States law generally renders such a person inadmissible for entry to the United States, they argued. So the Heritage Foundation filed its legal complaint under Freedom of Information laws, arguing that information relating to the Duke's visa application was of immense public interest, and that is true. And so this is why I go back to the explanation of this whole battle. Seeing the US visa application from Prince Harry is actually very important, because if he did tell the whole truth, right, well, technically he shouldn't have been allowed in based on their laws, right? But then somehow he is, if this is the case, right? So then the question to the US government is, why did you treat him as a special case? If that's the scenario that actually happened, right? The US government's between a rock and a hard place, really, on this one. And so, these are the bits that the Heritage Foundation kind of, clicked on to then bring this legal action about. So in where Prince Harry said, quote, of course I had been doing, let's call it the white snow around this time, at someone's country house during a shooting weekend. I'd been offered and I'd done a few more since. He's also described partaking in the mushrooms at Courtney Cox's home. And the think tank argues that he would have had to answer questions on a visa application, including, have you ever been a illicit substance user or someone that really, really is fond of it? And whether he had violated any law relating to controlled substances. Sources close to Prince Harry have indicated that he was truthful on his visa application, suggested that he did disclose absolutely everything. So then it goes back to, well, if that's true, then by rights, based on the US law, that from what I've gathered, they shouldn't have let him in. So why did they? Why did they treat him then in that regard as a special case, right? One rule for one and a rule for the rest? That doesn't sound too equal of, by the people, for the people and all that jazz, right? Sam Dewey, the Heritage Foundation Counsel, said, quote, we view it as a very serious question. Why he's let in, no problem, given everything that we know, which we've explained in detail, and others aren't let in. And that's true because back in around about 2004, 2005, Kate Moss, very famous international model from Britain, okay? Beautiful, gorgeous, even to this day. She could wear a bin bag and it'd be like she's wearing couture. She was caught on tape, allegedly, I'll say, with some of the white snow situation. She even said it herself. It took her years before America would allow her to visit the country. So yeah, given everything that we've known, which we've explained in detail, and others aren't letting, such as, at the time, Kate Moss, right? The US government, they say, has taken the position that there's nothing to see here. We've taken the position that no, if you look through all the details of his admissions and you look at the illicit substance laws, you look at the laws on admissions, there's a real serious question as to whether or not he should have been admitted. So, here we go. We are on the clock. It is counting down. The sands of time is gonna be running out shortly for the US government. The judge has given them a warning, has threatened them. Look, release his US visa application to the Heritage Foundation in the next 7 days, or else this could be going to court, you guys. Woo! So you know what? Make sure you are definitely subscribed to this channel because I've been reporting on this pretty much since the beginning and keeping you guys up to date. So as soon as there is another update on this whole saga, I will let you know. So with that being said, enough with my gob. It's now time for your gobs. If you appreciated this video and you want more, and of course you want more, like I just said, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Help us get to 100k. I'll keep it 100 so we can get that silver play button right there. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories and whatevers. And if you do have some strong feelings about Prince Harry's US visa application, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about it because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys. Laters!